appreciates me and always complaining me whatever he
Complaints.
didn't
Okay.
get.
Well,
Hello.
hi Priyanka. Audible?
Yes, you are audible. Good evening.
Yes. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, I'm good. What
All
about
right.
you?
Oh, I'm feeling very chilly for some reason. Hmm. Because
Why?
today the temperature is well, today the temperature is higher as I just checked, but still it is feeling like
Yeah.
it's not that much.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's in Gurugram also. It's very cold today.
Yeah, it is cold. But the temperature, if you check, it is 14 degrees, which is shocking because it doesn't feel like
Yes.
14 degrees.
Yeah, today I don't know why, but the weather I feel very very chilly.
It is, yeah.
Maybe
Okay,
it's because of air.
maybe it's been windy also today, so maybe for that. So not because of air, but because it is windy today, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So one thing we always discuss about really philosophical things on the sessions, and I would like to know what is your opinion about generation gap? What is generation gap according to you? Can you tell
Okay.
me?
Yes, sure. So generation gap is mm, when a person or
Mm.
sorry, when a children have different opinion and parents have different opinion, they can't understand their feeling or emotions. So whatever they
Mm.
want to say, they can't understand. They are not able to understand them,
Mm.
and children are also not able to make them understand whatever they want to say. So because of parents have different uh, parents have experiences about life and children don't
Mm.
have experiences, or we can say like generation gap is when understanding is different, in simple word.
Right. So what is generation gap? When there is a space between one generation to another. Simple
Understand.
generation gap, right?
Hmm.
So father and a child, they don't think in same ways. They think in
Same
different
way.
ways.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Um, when we are talking about friends, are you friends with mostly people with your age or older age or younger age?
Mostly my if I talk about my friends, so mostly my friends are like same as my age,
Are of same age. Are of
same
my
age,
my
are of my
age.
same
Hmm.
age. So there is no generation gap. But yeah, some female who are elder than me, I have that kind of
Hmm.
friend also. Some children are also my friend. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. Do you feel the generation gap between yourself and your younger generation or older generation?
Yes, there is also a generation gap because nowadays children are very active and they have cell phone, they have internet. But when we were kids, that time there is no internet.
There was no
There
internet.
was no internet, and we didn't have chance to use cell phone. So I believe what I feel, they are very creative, they are very active, and they are more intelligent than us than me.
Also, I think we were like, I'm talking about myself. I was a very shy kid. Nowadays, it is very difficult to find a kid who is very shy.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we
They're
don't
very
find kids.
mm,
Yeah, they're very enthusiastic all the time,
yeah.
which is okay. And what about older generation? Do you feel the generation gap between you and your older generation?
Yeah, older generation they believe in rituals. Most of the time they talk about rituals or religion or what they did in their past. Or like
How they dealt with their past? Hmm.
yeah, what they did in their past, whatever the
But they,
problems they
hmm,
but whatever what type of problems they faced in their time in their era. So they are always talk about these kind of things.
Okay, tell me something. When they are talking about these kind of things, that is a problem, and I overcome the problem like this. So, do you think that same kind of things or same kind of solutions will apply to you also if you face the
No,
same issue? No.
no.
Why is that?
Like, for example, my mother always tell me, if I like
Tells me.
I yeah tells me if I got a chance to study, so I will become a good
I
lady,
would
or
have become.
I would have become a good lady, or I would uh, I would
I would have
have done
done something. Hmm.
something big. Or
Hmm.
so she always appreciate me, but she always like complaining what she didn't get.
Appreciates me, right? She always,
Yeah,
right.
appreciate me like I whatever I am. They didn't have
Appreciates
chance
me,
to.
Priyanka.
Your voice is very low.
She always appreciates me.
Yeah, she always appreciates me, and always complaining me whatever she
Complaints.
didn't get.
Okay. Well, yes. So things have changed a lot in last. In case of education wise, if you think things have changed a lot in last 50, I would not say 50 years, 30, 40 years, things have
Mm.
changed drastically.
Yeah,
So yes, our mothers, they didn't get the opportunities that we have got
yeah,
in our
they have
life,
got.
and
And
same thing will happen to the next
yeah,
generation. They will have the
that is
opportunities
why
that
I
we
was
never had.
yeah, that is
Hmm.
why that is what I was saying. Like
Hmm.
now we are complaining to kids. Like
Yes.
whatever you have, we didn't have. So we are in same position now.
So one thing that I've come across recently, which I would like to share. So there was I forgot the name of the businessman who was saying this, but he said something really beautiful, that about generation gap, that people always do this, no, comparisons and things.
Yeah, complaining, comparison.
Our parents were trying very hard to have the necessity. So it was fine for them. Whatever job they got, whatever
Mm.
things they could do, they did it to survive.
Yeah, they did.
Right? It was
Yeah,
survival. That I have
yeah.
to have a house. I have to have good education for my kids. I have to have good food. Like that. Now,
Mm.
our generation is almost settled because our
Mm.
parents have given us the house already.
Mm.
We don't need to make a house.
Mm.
Right? So that is settled. Basic needs are done. we
Yeah.
we we don't need to think about ki what will happen tomorrow. Will I eat?
Mm.
So they know that they, yeah, we will eat. So
Yeah.
we know that we are settled. So now
Mm.
we think about luxury a lot. So
Yeah.
quality of life, right?
Quality of
No, not
life.
not quality of life, I would say luxury of life means I
Luxury.
need to have a
Standard
great
of
food,
living.
a great phone, a great car. I need to
Mm.
have the best quality education available for my kid, right? Like
Yeah.
that. So we are thinking about that. Now our kids will automatically have the luxury. So
Yeah.
they when they will become younger, when they will have the age, they will have iPhones. Now we think, okay, we need to buy an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
Like that we think. So
Mm.
they will have it already. So what they
Mm.
will think of is the quality of life. Like
Yeah.
that's what happens when you grow from one stage to another. So
Mm.
you'll see that a lot of people coming from Western world, they're very much interested in Indian culture, very much
Yeah.
interested in Indian religion, very much interested in yoga and things like that. Why? Because they're done with all this. They're done.
Mm.
They're
They're
done with
done.
technology. Yes. So that's why they're looking for things like that. This
Mm.
will change. Problem is, do you think that we will ever be able to overcome generation gap? Do you think we will overcome the generation gap?
Yeah, some places like in some families there is no generation gap. Their parents easily understand their children's thoughts and feeling, and some families children are very comfortable to speak whatever they are facing, what type of issue, whatever like if they are facing any issue, so they are able to say their parents. There is no generation gap. Even in my family, there is no generation gap. I'm very comfortable to talk to my mother. I can talk about anything to my mother. So there is no generation gap. It depends on person to person and family to family.
Ah, yes, true, very true. Rather than saying person to person, I would say it is the responsibility of the older generation to
Hmm.
make sure the younger generation is comfortable
Yeah.
because they are young, right? So, okay. Two things I would like to mention. First of all, children's. So it should be
It's
it should be
children only.
children. Yeah, say their parents. No, tell. I
Tell
can
them.
tell my parents anything.
Yeah.
Not say them.
Tell. Yeah.
Right. Interesting fact. Give me an example, a classic example of generation gap that you have observed.
Okay. In my family.
Anywhere.
Okay. Generation gap.
Hmm.
Okay. So yeah.
Generation.
Yeah. I belong to Haryanvi family. So there are so many
Hmm.
rituals in marriage or during marriages or whatever function we have. There are some fixed rituals we always do. So, but nowadays, like I don't follow that kind of ritual, but like forcefully, we can say, or like it's permanent, or it's yeah, forceful, not forcefully. It's a negative word here, but we are following. We don't believe in these kind of ritual, but still we are following. So I
Hmm.
believe
They're very strict about the rituals.
their
Is it what you
rituals.
think?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes. Yes. So example, actually, I don't have an example related to this.
How are people or the older generation is taking love marriage nowadays? What do you think?
Yeah, love marriage. Love marriage is very normal nowadays. It's
Hmm.
very bad thing in past
It
20
was
or
very
30
bad.
years. Yeah, it was very bad. Like around 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it was very bad. But now people are accepting the love marriage and yeah, like our young generation are doing this like always want to do love marriage only. So it is not that a tough task nowadays. It's very
Good.
easy. It's very common.
Glad to know. Glad to know. So much glad to know. Another question is, what do you think about women and education in case of generation gap? What do people coming from old generation are thinking about women and their education?
Okay, so I read in some books, like during Vedas or during Vedas, that time girls are very well educated. Like
Girls were.
Gargi, girls were very well educated.
I
Like
know.
Gargi, there are so many examples. There are
They
so
were
many.
doctors. They were
They were
amazing.
doctors.
They were doing everything.
Yeah,
So,
but in between, like in the era of when Mughal came and then Britishers came, that time we try to like our women sit in the home only because outside
hmm.
there was no good environment. Maybe, what was the reason? But in between, like humans became dependent. They didn't
Women
have
became not women's. Hmm.
women became dependent on men, but now in this generation women are also independent. They are not dependent to anyone. They are working and they are educating well. Even they are more educated to boy.
Right. So it doesn't matter where it does. Education doesn't go or does not depend on any kind of sexuality. So it can be boy or a
No,
girl. If
no.
you're educated, you're educated.
Yeah, they
Right.
are equally. They
I
have
am just
equal right.
yeah. I'm just well. I don't know, but I do see that there are reservations till now about women education. Till now, so many restrictions are there that needs to go away like anything. Especially people coming from small towns. The previous generation of our parents, they are not very open about women and their independent status.
till now. So I hope things will get better very soon. One correction: depend to anyone. No, depend on anyone. You can
Depend
depend
on.
on something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Depend on.
not to. Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, Priyanka. Priyanka, two things: tenses. Be careful about it, as you have to be. And another one is prepositions. So prepositions are very important when you're using English in your communication. So make sure that you use the proper preposition. Read a little bit if you can about prepositions. So there will be list of prepositions, usage. So you can read that. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions? Anything that you want to ask? Please ask.
No, no questions.
No? All right. Thank you so much for the session then. It's always a
Yes.
pleasure. All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.